Now we're moving to the second panel of the day, which is about NFT communities. But why are communities important? Because first of all, they provide support and engagement, because the market will always give you the best feedback that you can get. And you need to take care of your people. And first of all, they provide longevity and sustainability. The best example for this, I think, that are meme coins, those little cult-like communities that are always there and ready to do anything to protect their coins. For today's panel, I'd like to invite on stage, first of all, Sergiu Draganus from LUDO. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause. Bruno Miranda, let's welcome him back on the stage. Okay, Bruno will be here in a moment. Until then, Sorin Archy from coach at its coach at 2-3 Labs. Let's welcome him. Okay, thank you. Alexandra Nicorici, let's welcome her with a huge round of applause, the host of Out of Ordinary podcast. And last but not least, Badea, social media manager at Impact 3. There we go. And we have...
Well, thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Diana. I've been in the crypto space for 4 years now. And currently I'm helping other brands grow their communities. And I'm also a social media manager at mingle, which is one of the biggest crypto newsletters in the world.
Hello everyone, I'm Alexandra. I'm a Web3 marketer. I'm running OO, a Web3 marketing podcast, pretty much the only Web3 marketing podcast out there. And funny enough, the third country with the most listeners is Romania, which is very interesting because the podcast is in English. Otherwise, I've been in the Web3 space for about 3 years. I've been working with a lot of projects. And right now I'm also running social media for Bybit in Romania.
Hello, I'm Sorin, Archy. I'm the coach at 2-3 Labs, or the CEO, if you want to call me like that, and the captain, or the slave, if you want to call me like that again, for the biggest Romanian NFT community, which is Caucau. Caucau on top.
Hello, I'm Sergiu Draganus. I'm in the crypto space since 2012 or something like this. Founded Crypto Coin Pro in Romania, one of the first European on-ramps for fiat. And currently, since in fact 3 years ago, I'm developing LUDO, which is the Google of the Web3 space. Thank you.
Well, in order to continue the conversation, I guess I can just start it off, and I think we can start it just by discussing the differences between Web2 communities and Web3 communities, because I feel that they are really different, because like in Web2, people are trying to, many of the times, companies are trying to like extract value from the users, while in Web3, those users, the most active ones, are rewarded for being the most active ones in their communities. And yeah, I would just like to also hear your opinions on that. I guess we can start with that. What's the difference between Web2 and Web3 communities? Alexandra, if you'd like to start, or Sorin, you were about to.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this because it's expanding on the earlier idea. So it's quite simple. In Web 2, you are basically the coach or the CEO or whatever, or the owner of the business. While in Web 3, you have to be part of the community. Like you are at max the captain, the one that leads the community, but for that to happen or for the community to grow, you need to lead it from the grass. It's not possible to have to be like the owner of an Web3 community. That's not that doesn't exist at all. It's like leading it like by being involved. That's what I believe has changed the entire I don't know idea behind this concept of communities in while evolving from Web 2 to Web 3, and basically you cannot use the same concepts, the same principles that were before used. And now, right now you need to be part of, you need to lead, you need to, I don't know, show them the values you are speaking about when launching a Web3 project. It doesn't, it's not like it was with the businesses before. So yeah. Sometimes it's way harder than for a business or owner, but it's also way more pleasant. Why? Look, I'm also like part and the leader of the Cow community, and I'm very proud to say that these guys here have become my friends, which is, I don't know, that this could be like the biggest achievement you could get as a Web3 community builder. I can call them in a Sunday morning, let's have a coffee or 3 beers or whatever, and they're gonna be there, and we're gonna have fun together, we're gonna laugh together, we will also dance together later. You know what I say, and yeah, that's what's about. That's what I think defines like the entire concept of communities in Web3.
Yeah, and I feel that it is a lot easier in Web3 to like reach the founder of a project or of a brand compared to Web2, and I've seen a lot of music bands, for example, Imagine Dragons, I'm a really big fan of them, that are keeping in touch with their fans through Discord, which is like amazing if you can reach someone from the team like that. But yeah.
Here, something I wanted to add here, and I feel like nobody talks about it, is that everybody just talks about like different recipes for growing communities, or like what is different in Web 2 compared to Web 3 and so on. But to me, I feel like something that we need to talk about is like the fact that like Web 3 is also, in Web 3 there are so many different types of communities. They're like B2B communities, they're like B2C communities, they're like NFT communities, they're developer communities and so on. And I feel like each and every one of these communities have like a very different strategy and approach. Obviously, I really believe that like maybe the basics could kind of be the same, but at the same time, for example, like the type of community I'm building for my podcast is definitely different than what's happening right now, for example, for Bybit, or what's happening for like other projects that were on my podcast as well. They talked about like so much about incentivization and so on, but my community is not incentivized by money or like by gifts or by merch or by anything. So I think like we should really look into that as well, and to come up with like good practices that we can share with others, and that we could all learn from. Because in my opinion, right now, I feel like everything is still pretty vague when it comes to that.
Yeah, so when it comes to talk about Web3 communities, I think the main difference is that in a Web2 community, usually the members are positioning themselves as, I don't know, listeners or people who want to learn something, or best case scenario advisors of a project. They come and they say, okay, you should have this suggestion, I have this suggestion, you can do this better, and so on. Web3 communities, usually, most of them are looking to get incentivized in a way or another. And the incentivization might come as a subscription and premium access to information, not necessarily money, most of the Web3 communities, I don't know, maybe unfortunately are looking only for financial gains, which in markets like the one we are living right now does not offer sustainability, yes, and makes the maintenance of the community very, very expensive in this type of markets. But in my opinion, as long as we, as let's call it community builders, are able to attract users by sending them the right message and the incentives that are strong related to what our project is offering, then these communities will stay with us regardless the market cycles. If we are telling them only, hey, you will make the money 100 times and so on, these users will just leave the community on the first blow, whatever. So I think in the blockchain space, many things are changing, and the way we are building communities should also change a lot. And it's happening right now. I mean, high-quality community builders are able to create and bring value. The ones who are just trying to catch a hype and are losing their communities in a very short period of time. Please.
Hello, Bruno.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for my delay.
Let's start with introducing yourself.
So first of all, everyone already know my name, Bruno. So I'm super happy to be part of this panel and to moderate this panel for the reason I'm too a builder of community. It's grateful from the ecosystem to give me this opportunity. So today, these incredible panelists here, Alexandra, Sorin, Diana, sorry, Sergei, and Sorin. Sorin is right?
Sorin.
Sorin, Sergei. Okay. I have two choices: to take the LinkedIn of everyone, to teach myself what to do, or discover with you. That's builders. We discover the community together. So let's go starting with the ladies. Please, make you introduce.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've already introduced myself. Should I do it a second time? I can do it. Maybe, yeah. All of us introduced ourselves, but maybe, I don't know, I can start with a little bit of introduction into my journey in NFT communities. Okay. Well, I've been part of NFT community since March 2022. So just before the bear market, not good timing, I know. Don't ask me how my first NFT performed right now. I mean, I rode it all the way back to zero. But, I mean, it brought me something else. I feel that I've received a lot of support from that community since I started to grow, like, let's say, my own little community. And I think that's what made me stay in Web3. And I think it's really important as a beginner when you are coming into Web3 to have the support of someone else that can encourage you to learn more about these technologies.
Thank you so much. And so far, one question: what is your biggest boundaries or problems, or what do you feel complicated when you're building to bring this engagement from your community?
Well, a lot of people in Web3 are expecting...
Hey guys, sorry, but I want you really speak quiet if you want to speak, for the reason here, you make an echo of your voice. Thank you so much, only for the respect of the speakers.
Well, I think that one challenge in Web3 is the fact that a lot of people are entering this space because they are expecting to gain some money, right? And a lot of people are also getting into NFT communities because they are expecting that NFT to go up, and they just want to flip it. So a challenge, I think, is to keep those people into your community for the long term.
Thanks, thanks. And now, Alexandra. Have you already present yourself?
I did the short intro, yes, but something that maybe I could add is that one of the first things that I loved about Web3 when I first entered is the community side of things and the community building side of things, especially because I've been doing marketing for more than 10 years. And before there was like Facebook and so on, everybody was like working on all these strategies and so on. But then that kind of faded away, especially when it comes to like building audiences for Web2 startups. And in Web3, this is one of the things that attracted me. And one of the best way, or like I was very lucky to get into Shify. And Shify was actually the place that showed me how what Web3 is, or like more about Web3. They showed me more about the kind of community that they are building, what they can use it for, what can I use it for, which for me was very important because I didn't want to just be a part of another group or Telegram group or Discord group and just be there with a lot of people talking about something that I'm not really interested in. And for me, like right now, knowing that I can always go there, I can always ask for support, I can always ask for an intro. And in general, in Web3, I think this is what I love most about, and this is kind of what keeps me going.
So Alex, I know you make a podcast. You wrote a podcast. So this is a solution you want to give for the people with your podcast. So who is the person you have make maybe the interview you has more no expect the answers of him has really make okay, this is really a solution what I bring for the people with these persons. You have an example for share for the people for the reason I want to tell you guys last year is 365 billions using in PR marketing, so need to make really good goals with this money. So I want to understand a little more in this part, some examples in your journey.
Of my personal journey or of the speakers that were on my podcast? I could have both, maybe something very short. So when it comes to me, like something I'm very interested in and something I'm really working on right now is to try to understand who are the people that are in my community. Because I get a lot of random messages from Twitter of like from random people telling me like, oh, I've been listening to your podcast for like X amount of time and I love it, keep going and so on. And I'm like, who are you? How did you find it? So it's very important for me to understand how did they find it, which is not like a Web3 strategy, but it is a strategy that is very important for me. It's very important to understand, like, if they're like Web2, they're Web 2.5, they're startup owners, they're investors, and so on. So I'm always doing polls at the end of each episode. So, and I'm also trying to engage people through my Twitter, which I've noticed that it gets me a very different type of engagement compared to what I used to do on LinkedIn. So this is something very interesting. If you're interested in like learning more about community buildings, I think I do have a couple of episodes which are quite interesting. The first that comes to my mind right now is an episode with Smart Token Labs. Smart Token Labs came and they spoke about how they got to 2.5 million users in 4 months. And they basically broke down the entire strategy on that episode. And I felt like that was a very important episode, not just because they talked about like how they grew and so on, but how they kept the people incentivized to stay, because I told them, okay, you do this point. Basically, they had like an entire incentivization strategy. And I told them, okay, but like, are these people really putting any money in there? Are they engaged? Like, what do you do with them? And they told me, yes, we have this other strategy that we're using, and they actually were able to launch a game, and they got like 900,000 users from those 2.5, which I thought was pretty cool.
Nice, thank you so much. Sorin, one question. So you are a builder of community too. What is your brand exactly? What is the name of your community?
So you don't know the biggest Romanian NFT community?
No.
Come on, guys. Come on.
What is the biggest name? So you know the public here? What is?
Cacao on top, of
LFG
course.
Cacao.
Yeah, so my perspective is gonna be a little bit different from the others, so to say. It's quite easy to, let's do it again. So I'm the slave of an NFT community. Started as the CEO, but became the slave. The captain. I'm using this slave word as trying to be funny, so to say. It's quite easy. We believe from the first moment that NFTs are all about community. blah, 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 utility, NFTs. I've been there. I can even say that I might invented this thing. If you know, you know. And then realize that NFTs are all about community from a simple perspective. NFTs are that part of crypto with soul. Like they can, I don't know, you can get attached to that. Okay, you can be attached to your Bitcoin, but you know, you can change your Bitcoin with another Bitcoin and it's gonna be still Bitcoin, while changing your NFT with another NFT is not gonna be the same NFT. I hope that we all know that here. And yeah, I remember when we were coming and saying that we are building a community. That was our roadmap, and everybody called us insane. These guys are insane. What is that? And in the end, what's the utility? No, the utility is building a community. That's what we believe it is in NFTs about. So yeah, I'd love to let the others speak as well, but that's my take, and I think that once we'll all understand this thing, NFTs could evolve even more, you know.
Interesting. So how much people is in this community actually?
So we have in total around 2,500 holders here, counting also the NFT holders. We have 2 collections, in fact, and the token holders. Actively speaking, it's like in that movie with the Spartans, 300.
Incredible. So need to make a collab with the Chile. It's the biggest community in Portugal. So let's
do that,
work together too. So, Sergei, you, tell me about you a little. You have a community about?
Sorry, excuse me?
Your community is about?
So basically I'm a platform builder. I've built communities and I would like to bring a little bit, we have only 3 minutes left.
No, don't worry.
Yeah,
the guys will go push up more.
Some questions that I think would be very interesting for the audience here. So 3.5 years ago, I've built a community called NFT World on Facebook. In like 1.5 months, 80,000 users. I'm not a social media specialist, I'm not a community builder, 80,000 users in a very short period of time. Why? Because NFTs were hyping, because people were looking for anything related to NFTs. I had like thousands of people joining every day with some very poor quality content. The question that I have now, and I'm pretty sure that many of us are facing the same issue, it's how can a community be built in a non-bull market, in a bear market for altcoins? Because if we'll ask here the builders in this room, how are you acquiring users for your community right now? What is the price, the cost per acquisition for users? What are the channels? Which are the channels with track record? 99% of them will tell nothing works. So things that work for me, that in few weeks I've built a community of 80,000 people using much larger budgets, much more channels, and so on. The numbers of new users joining the community are like hundreds of times lower. So I think this should be a very interesting topic to approach because these guys have much broader experience than myself in building communities. So I was just lucky to build communities like this, but I would be very curious to know which are the channels that can help you projects building communities during this type of moments. Because, you know, ads doesn't work, KOLs sometimes work, sometimes not work. The biggest problem with the KOLs is the track record. It's very difficult to understand which KOLs have a good track record. Communities, I mean, we are building AMAs right now. We have like 8 people joining AMAs. Same types of AMAs which had like 200, 300 people joining like 1.5, 2 years ago. So this would be very interesting questions that I will have for the community builders.
Interesting.
Please.
So,
including yourself, please.
No, it's interesting you touch the KOLs. It's a point. How much people here use KOLs in the attendees here? How much people has 2, 3, 4. Okay. How much money you expend with these guys? And the return in next is not sometimes really the fact. It's true, it's true. So to take care of the community and the engagement in the crowd for the founders, I tell you my experience. For myself, the first things you need to be transparent. First of one, with everything you do with the community, you have a perfect example. Someone who go laugh in the stage is Frank from Digots. So Frank has give an example of one, you start an incredible project, but you need to take care of any steps and what you go share. If you start to share something, it's not in the expectation of a community, it's go a crowd. If you don't have the resource, you need to start to share benefit, task benefit. In my case, the Chile, I start with 0. The topic I have explained yesterday in the Wagami, it's with 0 to be to the moon, to go to the moon. So you have such a big ecosystem, but nobody is the best expert in every part. So the founders, most of them, he has vision, but not really CEO part in the Web3. Web2, a CEO is a real CEO. In Web3, is more visionary people. CVO, Chief Vibe Officers, is what you need to do for building other leaders. And so that's my question for every one of you. If you remember this part, for the reason, if you want to see your community building and growing together and to be ownership of the project, for the reason here, the people, the leaders, it doesn't care if you come rich. The point here is to make some things impactful, to make sure it's go for everyone. And this is the community, is the attendees, is the track, is the nodes, everyone do this. So no, for us here, I think, my question for you, what is your best advice for the people, first of one, and what you want to see so far to coming in the space? I want to ask you this for you first. Don't be afraid for the time, guys. Time is your best value. And this is the value of this moment.
Yeah, I personally think that Web3 communities is not only about the blockchain, about the metaverse. It's not only about standing alone in your corner on the couch in your home. Web3 communities also have this power of bringing people together and kind of, let's say, one thing that not a lot of people are talking about is that one feature of NFT communities is like solving loneliness. So if you get the same NFT PFP as other people, you can connect with them even if they are living like super, super far away. So I think that you can also bring people together in real life in order to build a real relationship with them and in order to keep them into the community.
Something that if I were to give my best advice would be to build a founders funnel, because I feel like this is so underrated. There's so many founders that don't want to come be on the spotlight, let's say, and they keep saying, oh, let's build a community, it's the brand, is da. But I feel like a lot of like the most successful projects that I know, they use the founder as like the driver for that community. So I think this would be something that everybody should be looking into more. Personal branding for the founders and for the team. Finding brand ambassadors, which I think is also pretty underrated. Like KOLs are good, but brand ambassadors are better. And obviously, as Diana said, like IRL would be beats anything.
I think I can speak for hours on this subject. It's pretty complex, but there's no secret, that's for sure. Secret tactics that you apply every time and that's gonna work. But I guess there are few rules that apply, and they all go to values. First of all, place these values you want to see in your community. Through that, you will find the great people you are searching for. Second, it's listening. You need to listen to the community in order to, grow with them. You need to listen to them. Third of all is patience is key. Like, it's like fishing. You need to be patient. It's not gonna, like, community is not gonna happen in the first second. There are some tactics, if you want to call them like that, with I don't know, going into the storytelling side. Storytelling usually attracts and helps a lot in building the communities. Yeah, I guess that building a real community requires deep involvement. You need to be there in the grass. You cannot be the coach. You need to be the captain.
Need really finish now. Sorry, Sorin. Sergei, you want to add something?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So,
Thank
first
you.
of all, thank you for be patient. Sorry for my late. I want a mega noise for these gentlemen and ladies here, please.
Thanks.
And a big noise for you too. And please, let's go make a selfie with the community here. Who has a fun? Let's go make a selfie. Yeah, you do. Let's go, come here.